if you were already succeeding at the other company, Yodel, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide to go to, okay, let's start from almost barely nothing. And what was the thought process there?
Yeah, well, the Yodel founders pitched me to come to Opcity. So it was a new opportunity. When they exited the company, they all exited, right, and went to start their own stuff. It was a little bit of that, and then also opportunity to learn. I felt like I had mastered Yodel at least, right? So I mastered that environment and that product and that skill, and I wanted to learn what was next, and that was it. Real estate was also always very interesting to me. From a social dynamic, I felt like it plays a big part into why there's so much social red tape, right? And why people that look like me and look like you don't get to live in places that we would probably enjoy very much in this country, right? And so that was interesting. I wanted to learn that. I didn't know real estate or understand it. I'm from the city. You know, the chances of me buying a place in New York City are slim to none, right? Most more than likely. I would hope to change those odds as I keep going in life, but that was also interesting. And then, you know, something that I think I've mentioned before, but people may not realize is that at that point as well of having reached a master-esque level of a craft and knowing how impactful that type of craft is for business building, sales, right? I also wasn't any longer dependent upon someone else's philosophy and following someone else's philosophy. I started to create my own, right? And started to understand, man, for me, it was all about this way, this craft can help people, communities like mine, have a legitimate opportunity to make good money legally, right? In technology. What? So now more Dominicans, more Colombians, more African Americans can step into the technology world, which is, you know, where everything's heading. This is a route, and that's what I got obsessed about. Right? I was like, wow, this is a path, and so that's why I enjoy managing. That's why I enjoy training. That's why I enjoy equipping people with the skill set, because I know it can be very powerful for the individual, for their families, and their communities. Right. The last place I was at was Main Street Hub, who sold to GoDaddy, and that's where the aha moment, the culmination of all these things came to be. They were a review platform and social media platform for small businesses. And at this point, I had tens and thousands of phone calls with small businesses, intimate phone calls. These are all emotional sales. So it's not just about, hey, do you want the product or not? You get to really talk to people, understand them, listen to their stories. And the enthusiasm went from 10 years ago, how do I get a website on the front page? How do I get a website on the internet? How do I get it on the front page? To now, how do I get photos and videos for my business? And that enthusiasm switch, I was able to hear it for over 8 years now of working in the industry, right? That tens of thousands of calls. And as I did research, there was no companies out there only focused on getting high quality production and these media assets that are now essential for business in the hands of small business owners who need them the most. And that was it. That was the kind of aha moment. At the same time, Abigail on the other side of the coin was struggling with creative services and establishing cash flow and a business sense for her doing her craft. And so we came together and said, hey, there's got to be a better way for these two groups to interact and talk to each other and work together and impact each other's lives, because they're all hanging out in the same community, right? So how do we bring them together and make some magic happen?